There is a biological switch inside your body that is supposed to flip on exactly at 9 p.m. every single night. When this switch activates, it triggers a cascade of repair hormones that rebuild your muscles, recharge your energy, and restore your ability to perform as a man. But here is the uncomfortable truth that most men over 50 do not realize until it is too late. For the vast majority of you, this switch is stuck in the off position. You are going to bed, but your body is not actually repairing itself. Tonight, I am going to show you how one simple, overlooked nutrient, when taken at the precise moment before you sleep, can force that switch back on. It is not about what you take, but when you take it. If you are ready to stop guessing and start repairing, comment "strong men" below and let us begin. We need to begin by redefining the battlefield because most men are fighting the wrong war. You likely believe that your strength, your vitality, and your ability to maintain an erection are things that happen in the moment of action. You think it is about performance anxiety or perhaps just the inevitable decline of getting older. But I have spent 50 years analyzing the male physiology, and I can tell you that the battle is actually won or lost while you are unconscious. The strongest erections you will ever have do not start in the bedroom with your partner. They start in the deep silence of REM sleep. When you were in your 20s, your body was a master of the night shift. As soon as you closed your eyes, a massive surge of testosterone would flood your system like a rising tide. This was not just about sex drive. This hormone is the foreman of a construction crew that works exclusively at night. It instructs your blood vessels to remain elastic. It tells your nervous system to reset. It repairs the micro tears in your muscle tissue. You woke up with morning wood not because of a dream, but because the construction crew had finished a successful shift. However, as you cross the threshold of 50, something subtle but devastating begins to happen to this nightly rhythm. The sleep becomes lighter and more fragmented. You might be in bed for 8 hours, but you are not reaching those deep delta waves where the magic happens. The construction crew shows up, but the gates are locked. Without that deep sleep access, the testosterone surge never arrives. The repair work on your blood vessels is skipped. You wake up feeling heavy, foggy, and that morning erection is gone. This is the feeling that so many of you describe to me in private. It is a sense of hollowness. You look in the mirror and you see the same man, but you feel like the engine has been swapped out for something smaller and weaker. You feel disconnected from your own desire. It is not that you do not want to be intimate, but your body simply does not get the memo. This disconnection is the source of a quiet shame that many British men carry. We tend to stiffen our upper lips and pretend it is not happening. We blame stress at work. We blame the extra pint we had at the pub. We blame the natural aging process. But I am here to tell you that aging is not the primary culprit. The culprit is a broken schedule. Your body has not forgotten how to be a man. It has simply lost the signal that tells it when to start the repair process. Imagine a factory that has all the raw materials and all the machinery, but the power is cut off right when the night shift begins. That is your body right now. You are eating well. You are trying to exercise. You are doing everything right during the day, but because the night shift is offline, you are running on a deficit that gets deeper every single year. The tragedy is that most men try to fix this with stimulants. We drink more coffee to fight the fatigue. We take boosters to force a reaction. But you cannot force a system that is in desperate need of repair. You have to heal it. You have to give the construction crew the key to get back into the building at night. And that key is what we are going to discuss next. To understand why you are feeling this way, we must look at the specific chemical chain reaction that is failing inside you. It is a precise sequence of events, like a row of dominoes. If the first domino does not fall, the last one never moves. The final domino in this chain is something called nitric oxide. This is the molecule that relaxes your blood vessels and allows blood to engorge the tissues. Without nitric oxide, you can have all the desire in the world, but physically nothing will happen. However, nitric oxide does not just appear out of nowhere. It requires a command from your testosterone, and as we just discussed, your testosterone production is heavily dependent on the quality of your deep sleep cycles. This is the chain of command. Deep sleep triggers testosterone. Testosterone signals the release of nitric oxide, and nitric oxide creates the erection. When you are over 50, this chain usually breaks at the very first link. Because your sleep is shallow, your testosterone does not spike. Because the testosterone does not spike the signal to produce, nitric oxide is weak or non-existent. The blood vessels remain stiff and constricted. This is why you might feel a flicker of movement, but it fades away quickly. It is why you might feel mentally aroused, but physically completely flat. The signal is getting lost in transmission. This is often the moment when men begin to panic. You start to worry that your plumbing is broken forever. You worry that you have lost your masculinity. But I want you to reframe this thinking immediately. Your plumbing is not broken. It is simply dormant. The vessels are still there. The tissue is still capable of expanding. The mechanism is intact, but the operator is asleep at the wheel. I see men trying to bypass this natural chain with pharmaceuticals. And while modern medicine has its place, those pills are forcing the end result without fixing the underlying issue. It is like trying to inflate a tire that has a slow puncture. You might get it to work for a moment, but you are not solving the problem. The goal of Alpha Core Health is not to give you a temporary fix. It is to restore the natural, rhythmic function of your body. We want to repair the chain of command from the top down. We want to restore the deep sleep so that the testosterone flows naturally. We want the testosterone to be high enough to command the nitric oxide. We want you to wake up with that natural, effortless morning erection that tells you the system is working. This is the standard of health that every man deserves regardless of his age. But to repair this chain, we need a catalyst. We need something that bridges the gap between your modern lifestyle and your ancient biological needs. There is a specific deficiency that is almost universal in men over 50 in the UK. It is a deficiency that silently sabotages this entire process. Without this one element, the body struggles to enter deep sleep and struggles to produce the hormones you need. It is the missing link that connects the brain to the testes and the testes to the blood vessels. Most of you are walking around with critically low levels of this nutrient, and you do not even know it. You might think you are healthy, but your blood work would tell a different story. We have arrived at the critical piece of the puzzle. The element I am referring to is often misunderstood. We call it a vitamin, but in reality, it acts much more like a steroid hormone in the male body. It is the master switch that controls the expression of hundreds of genes, including those responsible for your reproductive health and your sleep cycles. For men living in the UK or indeed anywhere in the Northern Hemisphere, this deficiency is almost a guarantee. We simply do not get enough consistent sunlight to produce it naturally in our skin, especially as we age. Our skin becomes less efficient at converting solar energy into this vital hormone. Combined with a modern life spent mostly indoors, we are essentially starving our bodies of a primary fuel source for masculinity. When your levels of this nutrient drop, your body goes into a state of conservation. It prioritizes immediate survival over long-term repair. It decides that reproduction and libido are luxuries it cannot afford. So it turns down the dimmer switch on your testosterone, it reduces the production of the enzymes needed for erections. It even disrupts your circadian rhythm, making your sleep lighter and less restorative. You might recognize the symptoms. It starts with a lack of motivation. You feel a bit softer around the midsection no matter how much you diet. Your mood becomes flatter. And of course, the bedroom becomes a source of anxiety rather than pleasure. This is your body crying out for this missing master switch. It is trying to tell you that the tank is empty. The medical community has known about this for years, yet it is rarely the first thing checked when a man complains of low energy or erectile issues. They look at the symptoms, not the root cause. But when you restore this nutrient to optimal levels, the effects can be profound. It is like turning the lights back on in a dark house. Suddenly the signals start to fire again. The brain can communicate with the testes, the blood vessels begin to relax, the sleep becomes deeper and more uninterrupted. This is not magic. It is simple biochemistry. You are giving your body the raw material it needs to function as it was designed. However, simply knowing what this nutrient is will not save you. Millions of men buy supplements, take them, and see absolutely no difference. They eventually give up thinking it does not work. But the failure is not in the nutrient itself. The failure is in the execution. There is a specific trap that almost everyone falls into. It is a trap regarding timing. If you get this next part wrong, you might as well be throwing your money down the drain. If you are finding this information helpful so far, and you want to be part of a community that prioritizes real health, please type "strong men" in the comments below. It helps us reach more brothers who need this knowledge. Here is the twist that catches almost everyone out. If you are taking supplements, I would wager a guess that you take them in the morning. You wake up, you boil the kettle, you make your toast, and you pop your pills. It seems logical. It is part of the morning routine. You want to start the day right. But when it comes to this specific hormone like nutrient, taking it in the morning is a strategic error. Think about the repair mechanism we discussed in the first chapter. Your body repairs itself at night. Your testosterone is produced at night. Your bones and tissues are rebuilt at night. By taking this nutrient in the morning, you are introducing it into your bloodstream 12 to 14 hours before the work crew actually arrives. By the time you hit the pillow, a significant portion of it has been processed and excreted. You are delivering the bricks to the building site in the morning, but the builders do not show up until midnight. By then, the bricks have been stolen or moved. It is inefficient. Furthermore, taking it in the morning does not leverage its secondary benefit, which is sedation. This nutrient has a calming effect on the central nervous system. It helps to lower cortisol, the stress hormone that keeps you wired and anxious. If you take it in the morning, you might feel a bit too relaxed when you need to be alert. But if you take it at night, it works in perfect harmony with your body's natural wind-down routine. There is also the issue of absorption. This nutrient is fat-soluble. It needs dietary fat to be absorbed into the body. Morning breakfasts are often rushed or light, perhaps just a piece of toast or a bowl of cereal. If there is not enough fat, the nutrient just passes right through you. Dinner, on the other hand, is usually the most substantial meal of the day for us Brits. It usually contains enough healthy fats to maximize absorption. So we have a situation where men are taking the right thing but at the wrong time, and often with the wrong food. They are sabotaging their own success simply out of habit. They believe they are doing their health a favor, but they are missing the biological window of opportunity. The body operates on a strict clock called the circadian rhythm. Every cell in your body knows what time it is. When you align your supplementation with this internal clock, you amplify the results. You stop fighting against the current and start swimming with it. We need to shift your mindset from starting the day with vitamins to preparing the body for the night shift. This mental shift is crucial. It changes everything. Instead of just swallowing a pill, you are engaging in a deliberate act of preparation for recovery. You are setting the stage for the deep sleep that will restore your manhood. It is a tactical decision, and once you make this switch, the results can be surprising. But now the moment you have been waiting for. Let us reveal exactly what this nutrient is and how to use it to finally fix the broken cycle. The nutrient we have been discussing, the one that holds the key to your hormonal revival, is vitamin D3. But I want you to stop thinking of it as a vitamin for strong bones. That is a gross oversimplification. Vitamin D3 is a steroid hormone precursor. It is chemically almost identical to testosterone. It is the fuel that your body craves to run the male operating system. When you take vitamin D3 specifically at night, ideally with your evening meal, you unlock a synergy that most men never experience. Firstly, because you are eating it with dinner, the fat in your meal ensures that every microgram is absorbed into your bloodstream. It does not go to waste. Secondly, as it enters your system, it begins to interact with the receptors in your brain that regulate sleep. It helps to stabilize your melatonin production. Melatonin is the hormone that tells your body it is time to shut down. By supporting this process, vitamin D3 helps you fall asleep faster and, more importantly, stay asleep. As you drift into that deep restorative slumber, the vitamin D3 is right there in your blood, ready to be used. Your pituitary gland sends the signal to your testes to produce testosterone. Because the D3 levels are high, the testes have the raw material they need to respond. The factory can run at full capacity. Simultaneously, the D3 works on the endothelial cells lining your blood vessels. It encourages the production of nitric oxide. The vessels begin to relax. Oxygen-rich blood flows into the tissues that have been starved all day. This is the nightly therapy your body has been missing. You are not just sleeping, you are healing. You are reversing the damage of the day. And because you timed it right, you are getting double or triple the benefit compared to the man who took it with his morning coffee. This is the secret that separates the men who struggle from the men who thrive. It is not about better genetics. It is about better strategy. By moving this one small habit from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., you align yourself with your biology. I invite you to join us on this path of optimization. If you are finding value in this specific, actionable advice, please consider subscribing to Alpha Core Health One. We are building a library of knowledge designed to help you age with power and dignity. Click that subscribe button so you never miss a briefing. Now we need to talk about the protocol. It is not enough to just know it is vitamin D3. You need to know how much, what form, and what to expect. We do not want you to rush in blindly. We want you to execute this with precision. Let us get down to the specifics. If you want to implement this strategy effectively, you need a plan. Do not just run to the chemist and buy the cheapest bottle you find. Quality and dosage matter immensely. First, look for vitamin D3 in a soft gel form, suspended in oil. Olive oil or coconut oil is best. Avoid the dry, chalky tablets. They are harder for your body to break down and absorb. We want to remove every barrier to entry. Regarding dosage, this is where you must be sensible. More is not always better. For most men in the UK, especially during the darker months, a moderate daily dose is sufficient to bring levels back to a healthy range. We are looking for optimization, not toxicity. A standard starting point for many is often around 2,000 to 4,000 IU, but this varies by individual. Crucially, you should consider pairing D3 with vitamin K2. Think of D3 as the doorman that lets calcium into your blood. Vitamin K2 is the traffic warden that directs that calcium to your bones and away from your arteries. We want clean, flexible arteries for blood flow, so K2 is a vital partner in this protocol. Now let us talk about patience. This is not a blue pill. You will not take it tonight and wake up 18 years old tomorrow. You are repairing a biological rhythm that has likely been off balance for a decade. It takes time. Give it at least 30 days. In the first week, you might just notice you are sleeping better. You might wake up feeling a bit more refreshed. That is a good sign. It means the foundation is being laid. In the second or third week, you might notice your mood is more stable. The brain fog lifts. You have a bit more patience with your family. Then, often around the month mark, the physical signs return. You might wake up with that familiar sensation of a morning erection. It might be weak at first, but it is a hello from your body. It is a signal that the lines of communication are open again. Celebrate that small victory. It means the strategy is working. Do not get discouraged if your journey is slower. Every man is different. Your level of inflammation, your weight, and your stress levels all play a role, but consistency is key. Make it a non-negotiable part of your evening routine. Dinner relax, vitamin D3 sleep. It is a simple ritual with powerful compound interest. This is about taking control. You are no longer a passive victim of aging. You are an active participant in your own health. You are giving your body the respect and the resources it deserves. And when you treat your body with respect, it rewards you with strength. If you are ready to commit to this protocol to give your body the support it needs to be strong again, type strong men in the comments. Let that be your pledge to yourself and to this community. We are all in this together, striving for a better, stronger version of ourselves. We have covered a significant amount of ground today. We started by acknowledging the silent struggle that so many of you face, the fading energy, the fragmented sleep, and the loss of that physical vitality that makes you feel like a man. We expose the root cause, which is not simply the number of candles on your birthday cake, but a disruption in your body's nightly repair mechanisms. We trace the broken chain of command from the lack of deep REM sleep to the drop in testosterone and the failure of nitric oxide production. We identified the missing master switch, vitamin D3, and we highlighted the critical error of taking it in the morning when your body is not primed to use it. Finally, we laid out a strategic protocol taking high-quality D3 with K2 in the evening to align with your natural circadian rhythm. This journey is about more than just erections or sleep. It is about dignity. It is about refusing to go gently into that good night. It is about rejecting the narrative that life after 50 is a slow, inevitable decline into weakness. You have the power to change the trajectory of your health. The tools are available, and they are simple. However, I must be very clear. What I have shared with you today is based on decades of research and observation, but it is for educational purposes. I am a guide, but I am not your personal doctor. Every man's body is a unique ecosystem. Before you start any new supplement regimen, especially if you have underlying health conditions like kidney issues or if you are on medication, you must consult with a qualified medical professional. In the UK, your GP is your first port of call. They can run blood tests to check your current vitamin D levels. This is incredibly valuable data. It ensures you are not guessing. It keeps you safe. Never stop taking prescribed medication without medical supervision. Real strength is smart strength. It is knowing when to act and when to seek expert counsel. Alpha Core Health 1 exists to be a resource, a library of tactics and strategies for the modern man. But we cannot replace the personalized care of a healthcare provider. Use this information as a starting point for a conversation with your doctor. Go to them informed, asking the right questions. That is how you advocate for your own well-being. I want to thank you for spending this time with me. Your attention is your most valuable asset, and I am honored you chose to invest it here. We are building a brotherhood of men who refuse to settle for average, men who understand that health is the foundation of everything else in life, your family, your career, your legacy. As you move forward from this video, I want you to carry a new sense of hope. The hollow feeling you have experienced is not permanent. The fatigue is not your destiny. The switch is there, waiting to be flipped. Tonight, when you sit down for dinner, remember the power of timing. Remember the night shift. Please share your thoughts with us. How is your health currently affecting your life? Are you sleeping well? Do you feel the energy draining away? Or are you fighting back? Leave a comment below about your current state of health so we can support each other in making our lives better every day. And finally, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to Alpha Core Health 1. We have many more deep dives coming up, covering everything from nutrition to mindset, all tailored for the man over 50. Until next time, stay strong, stay consistent, and take care of the engine that drives you.